DLD is a condition which affects children and adults' understanding and use of language, both written and spoken language. It also affects social development because social interactions for someone with DLD can be really, really tricky.
DLD affects the child's ability to learn at school because learning is mainly through language.
On average, DLD affects 2 children out of every 30 in a class.
It is important that DLD is identified so individuals can be adequately supported.
Teachers can support children through their understanding of an individual child's difficulties and adapt their teaching methods.
Think language, think DLD.
One of the things that I really love about working with children with DLD is seeing the progress that they make. As long as it's identified early and the right support can be put in place, children with DLD can go on to live normal, healthy and happy lives. And that's something really positive to see. It's something that we go into teaching to see.
The thing I enjoy most about working with pupils with DLD is seeing their personalities develop as they gain more vocabulary. It's really great to see that.
The thing I most enjoy about working with children with DLD is developing their social skills as well as communication language skills, but in particular having some fun and developing their sense of humour.
Think language, think DLD.
Some resources that I really love using for children with DLD when I'm at school and in the classroom, I've seen something called colourful semantics used really, really effectively. Also a similar intervention called shape coding, and these help children to develop their sentence structure.
A resource I find really handy and that we actually use a lot within this setting is behind me, and it's called Widget Online, and it gives children a visual and the vocabulary together.
I also love using resources such as visual timetables, not just because they're really good for children with DLD, but actually because they're good for all children and they're part of providing a quality first teaching service.
A resource I really like using with children with DLD is shape coding, as I feel it really impacts on children's understanding of grammar.
Think language, think DLD.
If I was to give advice to NQT or ECT, as we call them now, about working with children with DLD, it's to understand that the children are having the problems that they might be having in the classroom purely because of a problem with language rather than their cognitive development or any other issue. And therefore, it's important that that person knows that there's always a way around that barrier to learning and a way to get them to learn the concepts that you want them to learn and to make progress within any lesson or any unit of work.
I would tell a newly qualified teacher working with a DLD child to make sure they liaise with the SENCO, any other outside agencies, and work together as a team, as it's really beneficial for the child.
I would tell a newly qualified teacher to be patient and, most importantly, open and willing to learn about individual children's needs.
To an NQT, what advice I'd give would probably be give the children time and space to think and clarify what they want to say, and also simplify your own language, break it down so that they can understand what it means. So a really simple thing would be, quite often we'd ask children to talk about the similarities and differences in all areas of the curriculum, but differences means nothing to them, and it's changing the language from what is the same and what is not the same. It means that they can then access what you're meaning, and then you can bring in the word differences so that they understand what it means.
Also, really, really advise anyone in that position to seek advice from a speech and language therapist, because they have a fantastic body of knowledge about DLD.
Think language and think DLD.